Hi, I'm Randall with G.A.P, Gang Awareness and Prevention, aka God Answers Prayers. Here we are at Creekside Church doing a phase two. We'll be covering youth in crisis, what it takes to be a good mentor, how we do the mentor matching, mandated reporting, the different cycle of relationships that we have with these kids, as well as the boundaries. The reason we do is because the kids we work with will take advantage of the boundaries if we don't. So anyway, we're going to go through all this stuff, and I'll touch a little bit and summarize a few of the things that we covered in phase one. Again, part of our overarching vision, and we have it on a lot of our shirts, is that we stand in the gap for the youth of Sacramento. It's based on Ezekiel 22:30, and essentially we're trying to rebuild the foundations of the families and the broken homes and the neighborhoods. So we stand in the gap. If you wanted a real quick and easy way to figure what our vision is, we call it our aim. It's to bring awareness to the community. That would involve schools. It would involve community organizations. It would involve churches. It would involve youth organizations. Anybody that wants to listen and has questions about what's going on. Why is there so much violence? Why are there gangs? Why are kids shooting and killing each other? Why can't law enforcement stop it? Why can't, the jails are overcrowded, so now what do we do? So all these questions and all this awareness and all this confusion, people don't have good answers. So we try to bring awareness to that. We'll go to a little video here. This is what I play in the intake unit. They can see themselves in that same situation. Can you see why we showed that video to the kids when they come in? That's why we make the pitch to the kids. We do a commercial inside juvenile hall to mentor them. Not everybody wants it. Most of the kids don't want a mentor. What do I want a mentor for? They think they have it. And they see this, all of a sudden you can hear a pin drop because they're doing the exact same thing. I watched all y'all, my big brother and his friends. And that's what I learned from, or my dad, or my uncle, or my cousins, or the older kid neighbor next door. So the little kids grow up, and that's the role model. And so as his big brother said, well, who's your role model now? Don't have any. So that's our plug. That's our time to say, when you guys get out, then we're going to match you up to a mentor so you have a role model. So you've got somebody that's not going to judge you, so that you have somebody who cares about you but doesn't want anything from you. That can help guide you, coach you through life and making choices and decisions. Are you interested in that? And by this point, I'm starting to get their interest. So then I hit them with another video. Again, welcome back. And we're going to go now to why we need more mentors. Can you imagine why we need more mentors? Lots of kids are asking. When we start going in there as a program, I've been going in there for 12 years, over 12 years. And we start going in as a program almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years in February. And for a while, it was hard for us to convince any of these kids to fill out an application, to take the business card and call, to even say yes. Not anymore. So that's a blessing and a curse in a way. So now I have a lot of these kids calling me. I have a lot of the kids saying, Randall, I'm ready. And in one of your handouts, and we went through this in phase one, talks about the 5 Fs. You remember the 5 Fs? Anybody remember the 5 Fs? We tell the kids this. Here's part of the commercial. If you join our gang, we have a gang. You know what our gang's called? The keeping it 100 gang. That's what our gang is. Kids, why does everybody laugh when I say that? Anyway, so the kids all laugh too. So they want to be part of the keeping it 100 gang. They get a shirt, they can get a hat. We're going to get some hoodies for this winter, and they're going to learn to have fun, and we're going to love on them, and we're going to find some resources for them and a mentor. Keeping it 100 gang. They all want to be part of the keeping it 100 gang. We wear those shirts in. They're the most popular shirt. Everybody wants one. Randall, can I have one of those shirts? I said, dude, where are you going to wear it? You're going to be locked up for the next 5 or 6 years. I'll put it in my personals to be there when I get out. I said, no, dude, you get out, you call us, and we'll get you one of a Keeping It 100 shirt. They're real cool. So the 5 F's. Food. They're on one of your handouts. Food. Fun. What teenager doesn't want food and fun? Okay. Friends. Make some new friends. Most of them will admit, I wouldn't be here if I wouldn't have hung around with those guys or those girls or those people. I need some new friends. They, in their heart of hearts, they know they need some new friends. Food, fun, friends, finances, making money. Every one of them. Number 1 on the list. What do you want to do? What do you want help with? I want to make money. Dude, you're 13 years old. I want a job. What part of 13 don't you understand? They want to make money. They want to bring money, help the family. You're not a kid very long. That's why I tell them, when you're an adult, you're going to work the rest of your life. I'm already an adult, Randall. I'm 16. I've already jacked a car. I'm an adult. I've got 1 baby. No, you're a sperm donor. You're not a daddy. You don't know what it takes to be a father. And you're a kid. When you get older, you'll understand. But in the meantime, food, fun, friends, finances will help you figure out how to make legal money. And by the way, 90% of them actually would like to figure out, how can I make legal money so I don't have to do this other? I don't have to rob people, hold up people, steal from people to make money. You got a way for me to make legal money? I'm all for it. Jobs, not jails. 5, family. Because when we get involved with them, we get involved with the family. You can't help it. It's all good. And we come up with the 6th one. Faith. Faith in God first. Faith in your G.A.P mentor second. Usually they say, yeah, faith. Faith in, I say, faith in what? Faith in myself. Dude, faith in yourself is what got you in here. You got to have faith in somebody else. You got to believe your mentor when they give you good advice. So that's what we do when we go inside. You've got a whole bunch of fatherless children. 8 out of 10 of the kids have no relationship whatever for their father. Almost half of them don't even know their father. You've got single mothers that are overburdened. You have kids literally raising themselves. And so I ask, if not us, then who? Literally, who? Probation's not going to do it. Their lawyer's not going to do it. Their mother can't do it. She wants our help. 99.9% of the time, mothers say, do you mind if we mentor your kid and come alongside and help you out with raising your kid? Thank you. Yes, please. They're all for it. And then I look at Matthew 25 because we're a faith-based Christian organization. Matthew 25, there's 3 parables in Matthew 25. And the 3rd parable, you'll typically see it in the Bible, it's entitled The Goats and the Sheep. And the long and the short of it is, I'll just paraphrase for time, is Jesus is telling the people that there'll be a judgment day. And on that judgment day, the judge will separate the goats from the sheep. Let me just make it real simple. You don't want to be one of the goats. You want to be one of the sheep. And everybody's going to get judged. And they said, well, they asked, This is all in the parable. Well, what's the criteria for being a sheep? And here it is. Feed the hungry. Put clothes on the naked. Take care of the sick. Visit people. Visit people in prison. It says, visit people in prison. How many people do you know? Are you there? Does it say visit people in prison? Yes, it does. And you know what? They said, well, whoa, whoa, whoa. Because it's in the context of you're doing it for me. They said, well, Lord, when did we see you in prison? When did we see you naked? When did we see you homeless? When did we see you hungry? So he explains it a second time. He says, if you do those things the first time, you're going to be with the sheep. Well, let me just explain it to you. If you don't feed the homeless, if you don't take care of the hungry and visit the sick and take care of the sick and visit people in prison, you're going to be with the goats. And they said, whoa, the same thing. Wait a minute. When did we see? How is this possible? And what's his answer? No. Go ahead and read it. When you've done it to the least of these, and some versions, some Bibles will say the least of mine, you've done it to me. And so, even though we go by Ezekiel 22:30, who will stand in the gap? The driving force for me and a lot of our folks that go in week after week into juvenile hall, month after month, year after year. We have a 77 now, she just turned 78-year-old woman. Been going in juvenile hall for 15 years. She visits kids in big boy prisons all around California. She goes to adult court downtown, as in their trials with them. You don't think she's got something else to do at 78 years old? With an artificial hip that every time she goes through the metal detector, it beeps? They know her now, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. So that's why. This is our driving force, is Matthew 25. Amen. All right. So enough of me preaching. You guys didn't come here to be preached to, did you? So, matching up mentors based on the following: interest, personality, a personal connection. That's part of it. A need, your past. But notice I put in big print personality and geography. Because if I have a kid that lives in Elk Grove or South Sacramento, across this highway here, and you live in Roseville, how much are you going to want to drive to visit with this kid? Not so much. I'd be asking way too much of people. Gas is too expensive, right? So geography plays a big part. And let me just tell you this, again, I covered this in phase one. That kids don't really care how old you are. I'm proof of that. They don't care what color skin you have. I think I'm proof of that. I'm white, sort of red color. They don't care. Well, let me put it this way. What they care about is that you care. You're going to help me, Randall? Yeah. You okay with an old pudgy white guy helping you? Oh. I'm there at the table last night where everybody else is gone. All the other organizations are long gone. Visiting hours ended at 7:30. I'm in unit 2, talking to a couple kids. One of them's been in there almost just over 3 years. Another kid's in there. He'll be in there for at least 2.5, 3 years. He's in there for murder. We're just chopping it up, talking. He shows me some poetry that he wrote. We're looking at some pictures with the other kid. We're just having some laughs and some jokes and talking about the new law that was signed into place by Governor Brown Sunday night that says that if you're 15 years or younger, then you can't be charged as an adult, you'll be charged as a juvenile. That's a big deal for some of the kids. Right. That's a new law. So we talked about that and what that means. So if I can do that, I don't have any tattoos. I've never been stabbed. I've never been shot. I've never been in prison. You think they can relate to me? Absolutely. And they'll relate to you too. They come from broken families where there's not a whole lot of love to go around. And they're desperate for the kind of love that we can offer them and the kind of practical help that we can give them. Am I making any sense? Okay. Let's take a 5-minute break. 3.5 minutes if possible. All right. Regarding prostitution, because a lot of the girls that we see in there are C-sec kids. In other words, they've been C-sec. I can't remember exactly what it stands for right this very second, but it's they've been categorized in the sex trafficking part of their lives, or they've been abused in some way.